What's up, world? How you guys doing? Hopefully everything is going good. I've actually only got a few minutes to record because I just recorded a 40-minute long reading. Go check that out on my last video. That reading was about rebirth, and this one I'm gonna extend that my opinion on being rebirthed. This was the card that came out for the reading. So if you're into spiritual readings, and I know this is gonna be titled motivational video, but if you're into spiritual reading, go ahead and check on my page, and you'll see a lot of this. So we're gonna talk about that. I only have like 19 minutes. And I'm not gonna restart this video. So because we just like to go with the flow around here. But rebirth, right? It's gonna take a few minutes, just a few 10 minutes. Y'all gonna see the video when it's finished. But listen, when it comes down to being rebirth, right? You gotta understand that it's a lot of different scenarios when it comes down to being rebirth. You could be rebirthed spiritually, right? You can have a different mindset when you wake up this morning, right? Like for an example, let's say you had a bad night, right? But before you went to sleep, you listened to an affirmation which reprogrammed your mentality into thinking more faithful, more knowing that things can work out the way that you requested to. You know what I'm saying? Not everything has to work out the way that it's practical or the way that society deems it to work out. Sometimes things can work out just off of your faith, right? Just off of the fact that you believe that things can achieve. And that's called being rebirthed. That's called rebirthing your mentality space. It's very important that you guys get into that practice. So the practice that I do, right? Before I go to sleep, I go to sleep probably twice a day because I would take a little power nap and I also go sleep in the nighttime, right? But what I do with this practice is after I maybe do some training, maybe do some videos or whatever, after I do some work, right? I try to immediately get into the meditation aspect. And that doesn't necessarily have to be quiet, sitting still. Sometimes it's good to listen to information that's going to reprogram your mentality, because your mentality at the moment could be thinking more on the negative side, more on the, is this going to work? Is everything going to be okay? There's type of little things in your brain that tells you, that's naturally your brain is programmed to avoid things for survival reasons, right? Like if you was in the wilderness, you're gonna want to avoid things that's gonna cause damage. So with your brain, what happens is when things are uncertain to you, like for an example, leaving your job to go and start something new in entrepreneurship, your survival part of your brain is gonna be like, no, you're not used to that. That's different. That's not you. You're not gonna make it. These are the little voices in your head that's gonna come for survival reasons, because your brain is uncertain of the choice that you're making. You are uncertain, so your brain is gonna tell you that it's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? And this is where reprogramming or rebirth in your mindset could be. Listen to some affirmations, some positive messages that really shift the way you're thinking at the moment. Like even if it's taking that 15 minutes to listen to a nice affirmation that's going to just be somebody talking positive in your ear, put some headphones on, and what it is you're literally just hearing positive messages. You are greater than you think. You know what I mean? And then what it does is it really just, for me personally, I can only really give you guys personal experiences, to be real truthful. For me, what it does is any little messages that I've had before that where I felt drowsy, depressed, anything like that, that literally it was like a wave of at a beach that just on a surfboard or something, you know what I'm saying? It really just put so much emphasis on the cover up of those little voices in my head, because I was telling myself I could do it, but the little voice was making me feel like maybe I couldn't continue with doing it. You know what I mean? But then when I got into the practice of listening to some affirmations or listening to positive messages, right? Because we need positivity to battle negative thoughts. We need positive people in our lives to help us battle with negative people. We need to recognize we know the negatives, so now we need to practice being positive so we can deflect the negative people in our lives, in our space, and the voices in our heads that are telling us we shouldn't do these things, or just trying to scare us because the survival situation, the brain doesn't want us to do things that we're not comfortable with. And typically the things you're not comfortable with are things that you're not used to doing, but the things that you are not used to doing the things that you should do, because that's the only way you're gonna grow, if you try new things and new adventures and things like that, right? Or even if you just continue. Sometimes, it could be that, like I said, it could be that little voice in your head that tells you, that could even, want you to be comfortable, right? Like for an example, let's say you try to get out of bed this morning, you're so cozy, it's nice, what I'm saying, the AC is on, so it's cool. You know how like the AC is on, and if you're under the covers, the warm covers, the AC is on, or it's just a cool night in general. And if you get out of the covers, you're now uncomfortable. Like you're comfortable in your bed, but once you get out of the covers, or once you come just a little inch out of the covers, you feel that colder hit you. Like that's gonna want to make you stay in bed longer. And then what that does is you just procrastinating like 20 minutes and no, that 20 minutes probably cut into your study time or your training time, or you getting up and being early for whatever it is you're trying to gain. So you know what I'm saying? Because early bird gets the worm is what they say. So this is just in general. Doesn't mean that to be early you get all the rewards. What I'm just saying is, procrastinating could be an effect of that little voice in your head that tells you stay comfortable, stay good, or whatever. But you don't always have positive, because it's not really practical to always have people in your life that are always going to be positive every time you talk to them. Sometimes it's going to be negative. So ensuring that you use the tools that we have access to, that's another big topic I'll speak on a different video. Using the tools that God's given you. We all have, like, if you have if you're watching me on a device right now, then you have no excuse. Like, go ahead, get you some affirmations. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be hard on you guys, because tough love is real love. Get some affirmations going. That 15 minutes of straight positive thoughts, and that's going to legit override any negative things, any negative thoughts that you was hopefully endorse. But that endorse for me. So as long as you think positive and you got that stuff, not saying this got a blast in your, but as long as you got them thoughts going in your head before you go to bed, or after you start an activity, or in between, you're on lunch break or whatever the case is. I don't know you guys' personal situations, but let's say you apply that to any time. Even if you got to do it to get up in the morning, you got to listen to some affirmations to get you going. Whatever thing that you may have to do, because it's a hard life, it's a hard world out here. This ain't easy. This ain't no game. This is old. Life is serious. You know what I'm saying? It definitely doesn't take overnight success. Like what I'm saying is, it definitely takes a journey to get successful, right? So use the tools that's being handed to you and that you guys have access to make it easier. You know what I'm saying? That's like working out with music. If you like music and you want to work out, but you don't really love working out, you get to pump them because you're doing something you love and enjoy, and you're using the tools that's being granted to you, right? So rebirth for the mind is your message for today. How to rebirth for the mind, or how to set the mind differently, set the tune. I'm probably not going to name it rebirth for the mind, because I feel like that title is it doesn't really fit exactly what I'm trying to say. But this is just, a rebirth of the mind, basically. But that's not really the title of the video. But that's what it is. You're reprogramming your mind. A tip for reprogramming your mind. Affirmations to reprogram your mind. That's what I might call the video, but that's basically what it is. That's just a little tip from me to you. Each one teach one. I believe that very strongly. If you enjoyed this video, find it helpful, maybe even refreshing, maybe you heard something good in your day, go ahead and give a thumbs on this video. It really helps the channel grow. Also subscribe if you're new. You know what I'm saying? Why not? Post notifications. Hit the post notification. If you enjoy watching my content, you should just get notified as soon as I drop a video. I mean, that's convenient, because at least you ain't gotta watch it right away, but at least you can know when I drop a video. That way you can come back to it, at your earliest convenience. But I appreciate you guys either way. Whatever choice you decide to make, like, share, comment, subscribe. Whatever choice you decide to make, that's completely up to you. I appreciate you regardless. I still encourage you guys to do your things regardless of the results that I get from it. As long as I put this video on and you see it and you make do it on your personal end, then that's all that makes me happy. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next video.